world, it's Jennifer from the patio. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad you're here. This is my second week on YouTube, and today we are going to make some ephemera to go in our junk journal that we're creating. I created a digital kit called Pretty Pretty Pot Plants, and last week I showed you the journal that I made with the papers and all of the background pages. There are 34 background pages that go with this kit. And these are week 1 ephemera. So today we're going to make, and I have several different ones. I have this pink one that's really pretty with the tan polka dots that are larger. Then I have this one with the pink and the little small pink polka dots. And then I have a booklet that has the brown. And so today we will be making all of these. We're going to cut them out. And here is all of the ephemera that goes with it, the tags and the pockets. And so that's what we're going to be doing. So what you'll need today is to get your scissors, your glue, whatever that may be. Get you some of your Tim Holtz good distressing ink if that's what you decide to do. I personally like vintage photo, and so gather that and let's get started. Okay, so I have everything that I need close and nearby me. I have my trusty scissors. I have my art glitter glue. I have my UHU. I have my vintage photo. I think that's all I need. I do need a scoreboard, so that will come a little bit later when we have to score these to fold them. We could just fold them because I made some very definitive lines, but we shall see when we get there. Okay, so I know this is going to be boring, watching me cut. And, you know, I may stop this video in a little bit, but I just wanted to kind of, because this is my first YouTube video, actually my second, but my first working YouTube video, I thought I'd just sit and visit with you guys for a little bit and let you kind of get to know me. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself while I cut and glue and do all the goodies. Now listen, as I just want you to know right off the bat, I am not the best cutter. See, I have to concentrate while I do this. I know that my granddaughter, who is about to be 17, she had braces a year or so ago. And so I would take her to the dentist, and I would bring all of my fussy cutting to the dentist's office. And so you'd think that I would be good at all these curves, but you know what? I'm just not, and that's okay. We all have our gifts, don't we? And that is not one of them. Okay, there's page 1. And so anyway, about me, I have to save these just so you know my husband. But some of these, see, I'm going to use these. I'm going to use that one later to embellish. I might use these too. But my husband has a beautiful garden in our backyard. I'm going to cut that out and use that too as a piece. But he has a beautiful garden in our backyard. We live in Texas, and down by the water, I wouldn't say ocean. It's not an ocean. It's the Gulf of America now, but it's the Gulf of Mexico. So we live down by the Gulf, and so he has a beautiful garden, and he asks me to save all of my white paper so that he can, oh, my light just went out, so that he can, will come back on, that's rude, so that he can put it in his garden for mulch. He uses it, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. The reason that I left this green was so I could have a darker border to cut around. And you know what? I'm not going to be exact because it really doesn't matter. And I'm actually going to go in more than I'm going to go towards the green, just so I can, you know, it is what it is. It's going to be beautiful and amazing. And so, and I hope I'm in frame because I put some little stickers on my desk so that I wouldn't go below or above and stay in this little bitty confined space. But guess what? It's okay. It's okay. That's what we're going to do. I mean, I'm used to being spread out on my desk, but this will work. So anyway, we live down here. We live in Texas, down by the water, and we love it. And so I'm married. I've been married for 37 years to my wonderful husband, and he is a wonderful husband. I have 2 beautiful children, 2 girls, and 3 amazing little grandbabies. Okay, there's 2. We're almost, see, it's not too far. I'm going to save this piece because I think it's pretty. So we're going to put that to the side. And then, you know what I did, though? Look, I cut that in there. It's okay. It's okay. It'll all work. I'm not going to do that to this one, though. So the kit actually comes with 2, but I printed this extra one out because I just love the pink. And so I am going to do that one, too. And it has the same flower on it, but, you know, it's okay when we make junk journals. We can embellish it so that it doesn't look the same as the other. That's the way I look at it. So anyway, I have been junk journaling. Oops, see, there I go again. I just did it again. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. So I have been junk journaling for a little over a year and a half, 2 years, and love it. And just perfecting my craft, as my daughter always says. She goes, "Oh, I just love, Mom, you're perfecting your craft." Yes, I am. And before that, I was making mesh wreaths, beautiful ornate mesh wreaths, just very, you know, plush and detailed, and did a few shows in that, sold quite a few. It was something that I really enjoyed doing. However, it's just not a passion of mine, whereas, and I know this is silly, but paper is. I don't know about you, but paper has always been a passion of mine. I love it. I've journaled since I was a young girl. My mother used to buy me beautiful journals for me to write my thoughts and my poems and things of the sort when I was growing up. She's no longer with us, but I have several journals that she has given me over the years that I have filled up with my musings. But so I just kind of got, I don't want to say bored with wreaths, but I just you know, I just stopped. I just stopped making them, and I feel bad. I had to apologize and ask for forgiveness from my husband for all of the ribbon that I had bought over the years. I mean, seriously. It's the same as any hobby that you get into. You think you have to have everything, and you know, you look and you're like, oh my goodness, that is the most beautiful ribbon. I have to have it. And then, you know, years later, it's all underneath your bed in bins. So that's where we are. So I try to incorporate a lot of that ribbon into my junk journals so that I can use it, for one. And for two, it just kind of adds a little bit of extra goodness to the journal. I do have a dog. His name is Bubba, and that is him. You can probably hear him coming in with his little clickness. He is looking for the mailman. I'm just letting you know that he is, that's the highlight of his day. He cannot wait for the mailman to come. He barks very loudly at him, and I'm going to make sure that if the mailman does come, which he's actually late, he should have already been here. But to keep you from having to hear Mr. Bubba, who I'm not really sure what kind of dog he is, but one day I will show you a picture of him. But my husband, one time when I was on a retreat, a woman's retreat, he picked him up. Little Bubba it was raining, and my husband had gone to HEB, and little Bubba was out in the parking lot, scared and afraid. And my husband, who has a heart for animals, picked him up and brought him home while I was away. And so, yeah, I wasn't very happy. But because at that time, we had a pit bull named Missy. And just introducing them to, it was just too much for my nerves. But anyway, so we've kept him, and he is, he's a sweet dog. He's a good dog. And so anyway, he clicks around and, gets up late out of bed, and, I have to go and let him out and play with him for a little bit. So if you hear him, that is who it is Bubba. And I will show you pictures of him at some point or another. So anyway, I have been married to my husband for 37 years. And we enjoy spending time outside. Like I say, he has a garden in the back, and has for a long time. His parents had a farm up in Central Texas, and we used to go up there and before they passed away, and spend time on the farm. And that is just something that is in his blood. He would still love to be there now, but that's just not something. I don't want to be away from my grandbabies, and so we are going to stay put. So anyway, that's a little bit about my personal life. Grew up in a big family. There's 9 of us. There's 8 girls and 1 boy. And the boy, my brother, he's the oldest. And so anyway, I have some built-in, best friends. We text pretty much every day and enjoy sharing our day with each other. And so my mother, which is why I feel like we're all pretty crafty. And I say crafty because, they're hobbies. But my mother's mother was a draftswoman during the war. But she was a pianist, and she played the organ, actually. And I remember she lived in Corpus Christi, and we used to go for summers and go up there and spend time with her. And, sometimes my mom would leave us, and my grandma would be like, oh my goodness, not all of them. And so anyway, we would go, and she would play the organ, and we would sing. And I still remember the songs that we would sing. Downtown. I'm not a good singer, so, But anyway, so she was an artist. And so she played the piano, but she was an artist. And I'll show you some of the pictures. My craft room is, I don't want to say splattered, but because that's not, it is an artistic term, but my craft room has several of her paintings in here. I have a portrait of my beautiful mother when she was younger, and then I have just some other portraits of some young girls. So my grandmother was an artist, and she did oil painting and just beautiful work. And just she was such a, she drew, and so and then my mother definitely was very artistic. My mother sang beautifully. She played the piano. She was a seamstress. She sewed all of our dresses when we were young. She even made my prom dress, mine and my little sister's several years when we were in high school. And so, Jen just had a love and for plants and beauty. She was just one of those kind of, people that could just see something, look at something, and then see what else it could be. And I don't have as much of that of my mom as I wish I would have had or would have now, but she definitely, had an eye. She had an eye for beauty. And so we all grew up, learning an instrument. We played the piano. I was in gymnastics for years and years, but I didn't, really do a whole lot of crafting until I had my own children. And then I started making, painting t-shirts and all of their onesies and all of those kinds of things. I started doing that. Started getting into more home fashion. And a lot of my friends make fun of me because I love tablecloths and setting things up and, just ambiance. And so I consider that a craft. And so anyway, I have always done something. I have made jewelry and beaded, and I tried my hand at art, and I'm not too bad as far as drawing. I can look at a picture and then I can scale it and draw it, and so I've done that. Now some of my other sisters are very artistic. I have a sister that lives in Georgia, and she loves to work with wood. She has her own business. And works with wood. She has a large scale 3D printer that she creates just some amazing things. And she's an artist. She can paint, she can draw. She's very, very good at all of that kind of stuff. Once again, look at that. I know I made these, but I'm just not a big fan of them. Sometimes I just like to stick them in my Bubba, let's be nice. I like to stick them in my little tag maker, where you can, it punches the hole and stuff, and I may do that. So with some of these. But anyway, and then I have some sisters. I have a sister that lives in Corpus Christi, and she is very talented. Her and her daughter are very talented, and they do make a lot of things, different things. And so, and then some of my sisters aren't. They're not crafty, and that's okay. But I love to take photos. I love photography. I love paper. And so this junk journal thing, whenever I started getting into it, I was just like, this is fabulous, because I can incorporate my journaling and my creativity in one, and make my own journals and write in them and share them. And so that's what I'm doing. And that is what I'm doing. And I love it. I'm enjoying it. And so I thought, well, why not just build a YouTube channel? I mean, everybody else is, so why not? So that's what I did. And that is what I'm doing now, is spending time just making videos. And I will tell you, I like the artistic side of creating a digital kit. I like playing with the colors, and I just enjoy that process too. And so, but I also love creating them, putting them together. And I do have several shows coming up. I have one in March up in Marble Falls. And then I also have one here locally in May. I believe it's Mother's Day weekend. And so I'm excited about that. So that is pretty much my very basic and boring life. I love to craft. I'm enjoying my semi-retired years. And I appreciate that my husband allows me, I won't say allows, but encourages me to do the things that I do. And so I'm so glad to be here. I think it's going to be fun. And just getting to visit with people. Let me get and do something different. You know, just do something different. And just step outside of the box. That's a little off, but guess what? That's what they make ink for. Step outside of the box. Do some different things. I already have so many ideas. I have them down in my idea book. And I'm looking forward to creating and making those ideas. I do have some of these awesome scissors. Some scissors, because I'm certainly not going to cut those out. Let me get it a little bit closer. See, that didn't take too long to cut out. And you got to know a little bit about me, because I may not ever, you know, have that same conversation again to tell you all about my life. So, how did everybody fare with the weather? Has it been crazy or what? I mean, we just do not ever get snow here in Texas, but boy, did we enjoy it. Man, we had so much fun just going outside and playing, and my grandbabies made snowmen and just had a great time. My younger sister is, she's so funny. She was like a little kid in a candy shop. Her and her dog were out just making the best of it. Making snowmen and... See, the mailman came. I had to pause it for just a second. So anyway, I got out my tab. No, sir. No, sir. I was just going to do the ends off of that. That one's a little off. They have to be exactly the size. So if they're not, see, they will not come out right. But, you know, it's better than having to... Yeah, that one came out good. Better than having to cut them myself, because I just can't do it. I don't want to. You can't make me. Okay, well, this one, okay, I can go ahead and do this one. But watch, it's not going to be as good. I mean, I know people have these fancy tools to do all the trimming and stuff and all the cutting out, but I just don't, and I don't need it. So I'm not going to, but I mean, you do you. Hey, whatever you want to do, I think it's awesome, but I just am not going to be doing that. So that's the whole fun for me, is putting everything together. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just stop for a second, and I'm going to ink these little babies up, and then we're going to assemble them. So I will see you in just a minute. Okay, so all the inking is done on all of the ephemera and the 3 fold-out booklets. And so I went ahead and scored. And also, I didn't show you guys, but I had printed on the back. So all of that's already done. I went ahead and printed on the back of these as well, the tags and so forth. So some are plain and some will have lines for writing. So anyway, what we're going to do now is fold these and get these ready. And so that can be done. That one's so cute. So I have that. Because I have 2 of these in the pink, one will be a booklet and one will be a fold out. And then we can embellish and do some different things. You know, I keep pulling this towards me. I need to stay in frame. This is one of my favorites. I love that. Okay, and I printed these circles so that they could be closures for the little booklet. And the last one, I kind of did it a little close because it, I kept having to bend this in way too far. So I need to remember to make sure and to pull it out a little bit further. So, okay, so this one, this one or this one, I think the pink is the one I'm going to make the booklet out of, and this one is just the flip out. So what I'll do is I will attach it to the page like this over the page. So on one side, you'll see this and be able to, glue it on the top and the bottom, and then be able to put a booklet in there. And then this one, it'll just open like this. And then you have all that for writing. So I'm going to set this one aside because it is pretty much done. And so now we're just going to work on this. And you can decide how, if you're left-handed or right-handed, whether or not you want it to face this one way or the other. So it's up to you either way, because, well, that's not true because it's directional. Okay, well, then I fibbed to you. Sorry about that. Okay, so that's directional, so we can only do it the one way. So this one is going to have all of these. The pink goes with the pink one. And you don't have to do it that way. You can certainly, mix and match if you want to. You can do whatever you want to. And I'm a firm believer in that. We should do what we want to do. Okay, so let's just put these on first. This is a tag. So on this one, we have pockets. And then we have, and we're going to have extra things that go in here. So I'm not sure I want to put the pink in with it, but I do want to put this. And I think I want to put this over here. And it fits just perfect. And one thing that I really, really love is my notch puncher to make, so it's a pocket. I don't measure, I just look, and then I punch away. And of course, I have to ink that little bit, so let's get the ink out. I love this thing. It is one of my most favorite purchases as far as punches and notches. So, okay, so we have that. So I'm going to put this one on this side. And this one looks like it's just going to be a little bit too over. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this portion of it off. And I was looking for my pencil. So I'm going to just cut it right there. And I'm not going to get my chomper out or anything. I'm just going to eyeball it. I mean, what could go wrong? What could go wrong? And then we have to ink it. So let's do that. And so that's going to go here. And this one will go here. So we're going to use art glitter glue because it dries fast. And even though we all know that it's a pain in the batukas because it dries very quickly if you don't put your sterling pen back in. But that's okay. And hopefully because it's cold, it will come out good. So we're just going to do the edge and the bottom. We could leave it open just so that, but I'm going to go ahead and do this side too so that it's an actual pocket. So we are going to just attach this here and give us enough room on this edge so that on the fold, so that when it folds, it doesn't get in the way. Okay. One thing I love about this glue is that it does dry very fast. Okay, and on this side, we're just going to do both sides and the bottom. Try to get it as perfect as you can. And this side, I'm aiming for the outside It looks like it's kind of cattywonkle. That's what my mama used to say. Push it up at the ends just a little so that it makes room, otherwise it's flat. And that's okay if that's just off a little bit. Guess what? I'm going to just get my scissors and then just cut into that little baby right there. Okay, so that one is done. While we have the glue out, let's just put that aside, and we'll bring the pink one in. And this one, okay, this is not the one I'm working. This is the one. We shall get it together here. Okay, so see, this one is the opposite. So if you see that, it's like that. So it opens that away. And so we're going to use this. Once again, is a little big. I don't know why it's big. It wasn't big in the other one. Maybe I printed one on normal or whatever, and then the other one not. I'm not really sure. Okay, so we're going to use this, and then this one has a couple of pockets that we're going to attach over here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this one first. No, we got to cut it. Cut it. Let's see. Here's the side. And we'll pull it in. We'll cut it about there. So I hope you guys are having a good crafty day. Get some fun projects done. You know, I'm interested if any of you do shows. Do you do craft shows? I mean, the only thing about doing craft shows is that you have to have a lot of product. Because I went to a craft show in November and I ran out of some of my stuff, but I did very well. And so, you know, I'm certainly not complaining, but there were people like, you should have made more stuff. And I'm like, I know, I'm so sorry. But I had such a great time and enjoyed it. But you have to have a lot of product. And so I have a show in March, but right now, currently, I believe I have 5 folio journals, which I'll show you. And I also have 12 or 15 journals. And then I also make folios, just folios. And so I have, I think, 15 of those. And then I make little snacky things, and I make these these are chocolate nuggets, and I make these with the little dangles, and you know, and so I make these and take these to my craft shows. And then I also make things like this with the little, isn't that cute? Vanilla caramel chai. And I know people look at this and think, why would you put Coffee Mate in there? Because Coffee Mate with this tea is, and the honey stick, oh my goodness, it's so good. Delicious. Okay, so anyway, so there's that. And I'm going to go ahead and punch these out together so that they will be the same. So let's get it to where they're even. Get them even. And even if they're not, at least they'll be even together, right? So I am getting ready for my craft shows and making things, starting my YouTube channel at the same time. This learning curve is, you know, I'm very savvy with computers, so that is not a problem for me. However, just all the things that you have to, you know, and the different programs. And I love Canva. I create a lot of things in Canva, and I use Adobe Illustrator. And so I think I'm going to put this one on the bottom. Do I want it on the bottom? Yeah. Yeah, I think I do. So we'll put that down there. But just learning about, you know, how to do a landing page, and do I need a website? Do I want to sell on Etsy? Creating a Ko-fi account and then attaching it to your bank account, and do you want to use PayPal or Snipe, or if you, I mean, it's just, oh my goodness, it's sometimes you just are like, I just want to create, okay? I want to create a business, but I just want to really be in my studio creating more so than with the other. And isn't that cute? That looks so good. Okay, so this pretty one, this actually goes in the brown one. So you're going to have extra goodies. You're going to have extra ones, so you can use these in other places. That's so cute. Okay, and so this is our pink one, and so we're going to put all of our pink goodies in here. And I do have one of those punches, and I do like it. I do like this punch. It's very neat and nice, and not very centered. And we'll put a little bit of ink right there. So, anywho, I'm doing my best. You know, I'm doing my best. And I'm going to put that in the purple one. And then this pinky, we'll put this one over here. And then we'll put this one over here. And there's just so many. I mean, this is just full of pretty tags and so forth. And guess what? That one's just perfect. And then you're just going to close that up. Isn't that cute? Cute, cute. Love it. Give it a good little burnish on each side just so that it'll hold that crease. Look how cute that is. Okay, so there's one. And then we'll put all of our goodies in this one. Here's our tag. And like I said, I printed on the back of those. And this one just has one. And so we'll put this pink one in here. I mean pink, that's purple. This is one of my favorites. I think I already said that in my other video, but that is one of my favorites. And so there we go. And then we're going to put this down to attach it. And I am going to be very honest. I believe we need a reinforcement. I just don't think that's big enough. I mean, strong enough. It's big enough. It's just not strong enough. So let's get something a little bit stronger. I need some cardstock strength. And I don't know about you, but when I have extra paper, for no matter what it is, I will just sit and punch holes out and use it that way. I have big ones and medium and baby ones, but I use them all the time for different stuff. But this, I just don't think it's going to be strong enough. I really want, well, it needs to bend a little bit, but all right, well, let's just attach it this way. If Miss Glue here will act right, we'll do that. So we are going to each week make all the ephemera. Then we will make the journal together, and you can, you know, we'll pick out the papers and all of that. So I think I'm just going to do it just a little bit. It doesn't need to be real far. And so I'm just going to do it about like that. just a little bit. The last one I did just a little bit further than that. And then we'll just center that, press it down. Make sure, yeah, that's perfect. Perfect, perfect. And then that way I don't have to bend it as much, but that looks so good. You know, one thing I didn't do is after I, okay, one thing I need to get this back in here, in my glue. And then we're going to ink the edges from where I folded them, because I didn't do that earlier. So that's all we're doing today. That's what we're doing. We made 3, so we have 3 pieces to go in our journal so far. So we have this one that opens up. We have this is going to be a fold out, and it just has writing space, and we can embellish it and maybe put one of these tags in here and use, you know, let's just do that. Let's just do that. Do I want to do it with this one? Yeah, why not? Okay, so this is the part that we want to, we'll make it just a side tuck. And then we'll just put it right here on the edge, if we can. And we'll try to line it up with that. Perfect. And believe me, we're going to have a lot of tags and things left over, so we'll have something that we can definitely put in there. We also have this. We could attach that up there just to hide that, but I kind of like that. I think I might even punch it out and put some ribbon or something in there. So we have that, and that's a fold out, so we'll attach it to the page like that. And that's cute. And then, of course, we have this one. And I'm not going to do anything with this right now because we're going to have another closure that goes with it. So we have this big tag, some of these little ones, and voila, we have just made 3 cute little projects. So thank you for being with me today. Appreciate you coming to my channel, and like and subscribe if you are enjoying what you see. So I will see you soon, and remember, you only know what you know until you know something different. Bye-bye.